is nasty. It's only 3 days in the sun will do that to a good burger. Oh, true skills, peace. Look, we bought you some burgers, some big bad Bubba burgers. What's your favorite?
Okay, but no more smells and no more practical jokes. Besides, I'm off to get an insight into a serious issue, suicide prevention. Ooh, big bad Bubba burger. Come to mama. Every year in New Zealand, around 500 deaths are caused as a result of suicide. And each suicide has a profound effect on friends, ainga, and our whole community. But what's being done to prevent these unnecessary deaths from happening? Let's find out. Everybody meet Merrin. She's the director of SPINS, Suicide Prevention Information New Zealand. Talofa lava, Merrin.
Talofa.
Can you tell us what SPINS does?
Yeah, SPINS is a national information service and we collect research and evidence about suicide prevention and provide it for people who might come into contact with those people at risk of suicide.
What is the connection between suicide and mental health?
Between 70 and 90% of people who die by suicide have got a recognised mental disorder, it's called, and many times that involves depression.
What are some of the triggers that we as family and friends can look for?
Look for changes in behaviour, changes in sleeping patterns, changes in the way that perhaps alcohol and other drugs are being used, not wanting to be social or being social all the time. If that's very different from your loved one's usual behaviour, then that's an opportunity to inquire and find out what's going on for them.
If I was someone that was displaying some suicidal behaviour, how would you go about asking me if I was okay?
I would first of all come to you and say, I'm asking you about this because I care about you. I would talk to you about, hey, look, I've been really worried about you. You might say, why? Yeah. I'd say, because of all of these things, I've noticed that you've been doing this and you've been doing that. What's going on? Are you thinking about hurting yourself? You have to be alongside that person and that person needs to feel safe in telling you what you're asking them to tell you. But then the next thing is, if they do tell you that they're thinking about suicide, your responsibility is to get them to help.
Where do I go?
One of the first places that we advise all people to go to is to go to their GP. And the reason that we say go to your GP is because the GP can get access to services much more quickly than we can.
How does suicide prevention work within a Pacific community?
One of the advantages of being in the Pacific community are very strong ainga, but also the collectivism around church congregations and things like that. So people are together a lot, so they notice when things aren't okay with each other. That can be a double-edged sword because for some people, the expectations and the pressures that their families might communicate to them are too much for them, particularly for New Zealand-born Pacific people, to blend the cultural expectations of their family and the social expectations of growing up in New Zealand.
Well, I'd love to go and meet one of these special people in our community who is helping prevent suicide. We're here with Reverend Mua Strixon-Pua at the PIC Church here in Newton. Now, Reverend, what's your relationship to this church?
I'm one of the ministers that works outside of our church. I'm with the education side, the health side, the art side, the sports side. So I cover everything that the church traditionally doesn't cover.
How does the issue of suicide affect us as Pacific Islanders?
Historically, if you have a look at the stats during 70s and 80s, we were actually the highest at-risk group internationally. A lot of our suicides were well-educated scholarship students from our nations. And so there was a concern from the Pacific communities, was it the issue of the demands of two societies, two cultures, and a young person caught in between.
If I look at my grandparents and my mum, they wouldn't know how to talk to me about issues around mental health. How do you encourage parents to do that?
We've got to front up, we've got to talk from the heart, we've got to talk honestly and in a caring manner. We've also got to say to our children, we don't have all the answers, but look, there are these very good support people, services available. Please go, let's make the connections, let's do the support.
What do you say to our people who find big Balangi institutions too intimidating to go into for help?
I would start off, if you feel comfortable with the church, go see your minister, get your minister to be involved. If not, they should be able to refer you to people in the community who have that expertise. Secondly, you can look for specific social services that deal in that area. So we've got Māori health providers and we've got fabulous Pacific providers.
What do you say to that, Mirren, being part of a big institution yourself?
Don't feel that you have to go by yourself. Always take someone with you to help you. Say, do you have a Samoan practitioner? Do you have a Pacific practitioner that can advocate on my behalf and stay with me through this process? And we encourage people to ask for that because it really does make a huge difference in both the intervention that gets provided and the healing that happens after that.
So what would be your key message to someone out there who is struggling with issues of pressure and high demands from their family?
That it's okay to share with those people that you trust. And it's really important to also know that you're loved, that you're precious, and that what you're going through is normal.
Well, you heard it here right from a minister's mouth, and you can't argue with that. You are loved and precious. So I want to say thank you to Mirren and Reverend Mua for giving us an insight in how to prevent these unnecessary deaths from happening in our aingas and our communities. If you want to know more, check out the website below. Fasufua. Hey, it's prize time, and this week you could be in to win these 2 t-shirts courtesy of Pop Island Culture.
Just log onto the website and tell us where Kaz shoots his latest video. He's on after the break.
And so is perfume making. You ready, girl?
For sure.
Oh, boys! That's lying, my minis! Oh, Michael!